Welcome to No Crime, No Time. I am Danny, also known as RD. I have another channel as well, that is 11:11 Tarot on YouTube. So I welcome you, check that out if you'd like. So you guys, I've been paying attention to the new wave of those interested in the Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey cases. And I'm here just to share information and thoughts. It's more like me just addressing some of the newer questions put out there. But you might hear Maya snoring. That's my pug. And it's better than listening to her whine outside the door. So forgive me if that annoys you. But I want to talk about the latest thing that happened. So I don't know if it's the moon position. It could be that it's because it's the lunar eclipse. It could be that at this time it's the blood moon. It could be that it's a super moon. I'm just saying it has me twixt. And when I get twixt, it's like I don't have the patience for people that will argue something when they have done zero research. I just get to the point I want to just give them a V8 moment. And one of them was that the question was somewhere related to, is it possible that Brendan Dassey was being honest about reading the book, Kiss the Girls, that made him have a story to confess? In other words, what Brendan said on his trial when he took the stand was his truth. And I do believe that to be true. I believe that Brendan did read the book. But I made the comment that they should be aware that when Brendan Dassey was taken to Fox Hills Resort, which is a motel, at that time, Kiss the Girls was playing on a loop. Okay? What I mean by loop is that in 2005, you had a certain amount of cable channels, HBO, Cinemax, stuff like that. And they picked, and I think this is still done today, they would pick a movie and they would play it over and over and over again, like multiple times a day, sometimes without any other movie in between. They would just restart it and play it. And so RD researchers had went through and actually done the legwork, and Dr. Soakman put out Kiss the Girls video because that's what they were doing the research for. And indeed, it was locally playing in the Manitowoc area, and it was available on TV, being played a lot on the cable channels. Now you say, well, was Kiss the Girls anything relative to what Brendan Dassey went through, or what he expressed, or what he was coerced to speak of? Yes. The thing that's interesting is, now I have not watched the movie, but the researchers gave us the information. They all watched the movie, and you can read like the little details about the movie, and you'll learn that it's about the serial killer, and there's two policemen involved, and one of the policemen's a serial killer. And they tie the girls up to the bed the way that is expressed by Brendan Dassey. And that is the place where they cut her hair, is in that movie. So all of a sudden, when you think back to the interrogation on Brendan Dassey by Wiegert and Factbender, you can recall that what did he do to her head? What did he do to her head? What happened to her head, Brendan? They're just hammering him. And out of the blue, Brendan's like, we cut her hair. Yet we have no hair in this scene at the evidence and so forth. And with Brendan stating that he read the book, it makes you wonder what spurred him to want to read the book. Is it possible that, and this is where I really honestly question this, is it truly possible that Wiegert and Factbender wanted to implant a storyline in Brendan's head that they could get him then to retell? So a scenario could be that they had the TV on with this playing in the room at the motel while they question Brendan, or while it's playing as they question him, maybe they step out of the room, say they'll be back in an hour. Maybe they just put it on loop. These are cops that are touching this individual's knee and saying, think of me as someone you can trust. They're apologizing at the beginning of his coerced confession of getting in his face. Wow, Maya, that was a long snore. What kind of things were they planting seeds of? And I call it brainwashing into Brendan. When you listen to the interrogation, they finally have to tell Brendan what was done to her head, because they literally are like, they shot, you shot her in the head, right? And then they question Brendan why he didn't say that. And he's like, I couldn't think of it. See? It's almost like he was trying to remember the storyline. So where did that storyline come from? If you look at the scenario of Kiss the Girls, and one of the cops is a serial killer, and you're a 16-year-old, and you're terrified, and you have language difficulties, is it possible that you believe one of these cops? They keep saying, we know every detail. We know what really happened. Right? Brendan may have thought, yeah, these people really do know what happened to her, because they probably did it. Because the only one that's really going to know what happened to this girl is the killer. So it gets to a point you're like, okay, there's so many rabbit holes in this case, but you have to take it literally. What are the coincidences that that's playing at Fox Hills? And I can validate that. But I guess it's up to each individual to really look into, what do you believe and what details do you know that make you wonder. And I mean, it doesn't get us any closer to bringing the guys home, but what it does do is make you wonder what lengths they would go to save $36 million. Would they make damn sure that they have a plan that's printed into this child's head? We all know that Brendan loved television. He just wanted to be playing his video games. And often, children with autism will use television literally to drown out those around them if it becomes a focal point, if they're stressed, if they're triggered, because it's a different world to escape into. And I speak because I've experienced it firsthand. We have autism in our home, so I come from a place of knowledge. And I found it interesting that there was this individual that tried to twist my words so many different ways, and yet they weren't gaining any ground, because Kiss the Girls was being played at Fox Hills when Brendan was there, and it's what he claimed to have read a book on. I really do believe Brendan read the book, and I think he got interested after Fox Hill because he had seen the movie. That's just what I feel. I allow you always draw your own conclusion, do your own research. I encourage it, I invite it. Um, I also want to address that someone came on and said something along the lines in a comment that I'm steadily incorrect with my facts. And so I want to know what facts, it was that this individual was referring to. And they did clear up a fact, they say. Now, I was not provided any details on this other than their comment. So I don't know how legit this answer is, but they said it was not Kratz and Dean Strain that agreed to the gentleman's contract, but that it was another entity in Kratz. And I want to say it was something along the lines of McBrant's or something. I'd have to go back and review the answer. You can check the comments. It's still listed. So if that is true, then I do stand corrected. However, I'm still waiting, and my email's out there, for the proof of that this contract between this Brant's or whoever they named and Kratz was the actual. And how did this person know that? See? And they're very respectful in the way that they addressed their concern. So it gave some credibility. And I enjoyed that very much because I'm here to share the truth, set the record straight the best I can. All right. I love you guys. Oh, and by the way, your screen was blacked out for a reason, because this is just a blackout, thoughts being shared and communicated and trying to help out on the case. So I love you to the moon and back.